just yet, but okay. So, we got a package in the mail. It is, as the title said, I suppose, I believe it is for plain simple Monster Girl manual stuff. So, we're gonna open it live on camera. That's the plan. Work out the good hands for this because, well, it's an unboxing. It is indeed. We got pins that are sleeve, double pins and backers, so that's nice. Master Logistics and Rafa. We got okay. Get that over. Okay. Nice mahogany. So, gotta be careful not to nick things. Okay. So, opening this is gonna be a little bit harder than I thought. Okay. Gonna need the knife again. Get a bigger hole. Okay. So, we're gonna okay. Big hole. In theory. Nice holder. But no dice. Okay, so that's nice. It has a magnet that will keep it closed to things. In theory. It's not a very strong magnet. It's better than nothing, though. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven octahedron. No, hexagon spaces. And we will open this to see what's inside. Lots of tiny bags. I don't read Japanese yet, but these are all written in Japanese. Nice leather bag, though. Okay, so we are still streaming. Each one has its own individual little bag. Uh-huh. Okay. Gonna need a manual to read these, but I think I can figure it out. So let's keep them in the bag for now. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Throw you in there and close the lid on you. Now for the main attraction. Okay. I'm gonna go through all the manuals. Got Abeles. Android. Ankeg. Anubis. Arachne. That's enough. Camplight, though the glare doesn't get in. We got Bighorn Sheep, Bonsai Dryad, Cactus, we got a cat, Cerberus, Cockatrice, Crab, Crocodile, Cupid, Cyclops, giant sized, Death, we got Deladeer, Demon, Devil Dealer, Dragon, Dullahan, Elder Tree Wasp. Ooh, that's a new one. Looks like we got 4 arms. Okay, elder tree wasps aggressively nest in tree husks and calmly wait out poor flying conditions. Close-knit siblings confront threats together, and a loving invitation may be extended to visit their hive if green flags are raised. Okay. Roughly human size. And they like to hang out. Fairy. Fire elemental. Gloom. Flump. Little bit spelled differently to avoid copyright, but everyone knows what it is supposed to be. Phobia. Okay. So is this Living Nightmare, eh? Okay. Skeletal aspect, centipede-like body, similar to mine. Folklore only. Frost giant. Indeed, giant. Frog. Safe to pursue. Gambler. Gargoyle. Pursue with caution. Genie. Who doesn't want a good wish granter? Ghost. Gingerbread. Pursue with caution. Okay. Even though the gingerbread mentioned that children were drawn to taking bites out of them, I couldn't help but feel the same. Must be some kind of childlike whimsy in me. Wasn't about to start reporting taxes just to age my spirit, though, and always had a nasty craving to take a nibble whenever we'd get close. I think my hungry gaze was starting to freak them out. They ran off while I had my back turned, and I wasn't about to chase them like they do in the stories. Okay. Goblin. Gorge. Gorge exists to feed the underworld. They collect food through strong-arming others and take a parental approach toward monsters who struggle to provide for themselves. Okay. They don't like to be strong-armed themselves. Okay. So they've got maws on their hands that they just teleport straight to the underworld. Gorgon. Guardian Angel. Happy. Ooh, that one's a new one. New design. Oh, no one took them up on it. This is Holstein. Okay. Hydra. Suit your own risk. Iron Abductor. Oh, straight from Elden Ring. They don't like war. Originally designed as peaceful policing force, iron abductors have been modified into weaponized killers. Most have remained inert for centuries, awakening cautiously to a world that's long moved on. What's this? We got Jester. Safe to pursue. Ooh, they can give out comedy gold. Okay. Shang-Chi. So that's the jumping vampire. Tsune. Foxes Among Us. Koi Siren. Okay. Crowds gather just to admire them and others compete for a chance at courtship. Island swims with the crowds and avoids the superficial. Okay. Kraken. Pursue with caution. I think that's the biggest size yet. They've got an entire ship on them. Lamia. I actually gotta write a review here myself. I'm not gonna read it unless we get significant call out for it, but it's there. Likes marriage, family, and defined rules. Dislikes long dating, being single, and skewing rules. Lich. Pursue at own risk. Luna. Safe to pursue. So essentially, the moon. The moon. Manticore. That's a nice look. Marionette. Ooh, another one from Elden Ring. Okay, marionettes see themselves as inferior to most other species. They derive meaning from the happiness of their commanders, putting others before themselves. The sense of value is entirely external. If a loved one is harmed or expresses disappointment, they spiral quickly. Marionettes who've gone years without a commander tend to be the most secure, becoming self-sufficient and learning to love themselves. Okay. The gift they can give is home improvement. Mimic. Pursue with caution. Ma. Safe to pursue. Likes lavender. Unique light and fixations. They don't like the cold. Okay. Mouse. Safe to pursue. Mouse is tiny. Mice in close relationships become very affectionate and needy. They slow down, asking larger companions for frequent assistance with daily tasks. It's important not to indulge the monster too much, as this can dampen the lively and independent spirit that defines a mouse's character. Asking the mouse for small favors in equal return helps keep the relationship balanced and rewarding. Muck. Pursue with caution. Okay. Muck hide from society due to the filth they've accumulated through a life of neglect. Although they've given up expecting much, Muck subconsciously hope outsiders will cleanse them of their squalor. Okay, purification. Altering a Muck's self-image and corrosive nature requires patience and persistence. People wishing to bond with them can visit with sweet, aromatic gifts that both show kindness and help gradually reduce the monster's stench. The selflessness of someone who continuously meets up with a muck bolsters the monster's mood substantially. As they come to rely on a person for this comfort, expect them to fall romantically hard and without subtlety. Okay. Mummy. Oh, the part's missing. That's neat. They like to be pampered, but they dislike logic. Okay. Very picky. They'll move on to whoever has the money. Mushroom. Okay. Mushrooms are quirky monsters quick to befriend the neighbors. They eagerly attach themselves to interesting folk, hoping to explore deeper experiences in the company of others. Owl Beast. Pursue with caution. Page bound Onryo. Onryo. Okay. Onryo have had their souls fractured and imprisoned within the pages of countless books. Once reconvened, they escaped to curse mortals into recreating stories from the tales that once bound them. Like spoilers for the books. Panda, safe to pursue. Patron, pursue with caution. Okay. Patron cults thrive on charisma and the lure of magical power. Early support offers more attention from the monster, but understand their unwavering stances before committing to a pact. Okay. Phoenix, safe to pursue. Psychovore, pursue at your own risk. Purple worm. Well, that one's a big one. Purple worms possess two minds, one hungry and one rational. Once the cravings are satisfied, the rational mind takes over, allowing for socialization and the possibility of deeper connection. Okay. We got one hand that turns into a maw. They don't like changes, so man-made buildings. Okay. Buried Heart, a solitary subterranean creature that take relationships with others for granted. Although self-sufficient in survival, they use this to mask how dependent on social interactions they can truly get. Earning a place in the Purple Worm's heart requires consistently charming displays of charisma over several weeks. After this, plan to disappear for a few days without notice. Although this approach may seem harsh, it's effective in rekindling a worm's long-buried emotions. Upon returning, be prepared for a transformed monster. The worm's dismissive behavior will have changed to mimic the approachability of the absent companion in an effort to maintain relationships. Although a purple worm operates with only one mind at a time, both minds amplify each other's sense of touch. While this heightened sensitivity is beneficial for tracking movements, it also makes the worm extremely sensitive to intimate contact. They need extended time to acclimate to those feelings before they can experience deeper forms of affection. A person should gently encourage the worm to explore these sensations, helping them gradually build up tolerance if this is important. The purple worm has two distinct minds, one governing the toothy mauled arm and the other controlling the main head. The arm's mind typically dominates, driving the worm to attack and consume everything in their path. Once the arm is fed, it calms down and allows more rational main mind to take control. At this point, a purple worm's eyes and heart open, offering others a chance to socialize without fear of aggression. The Wayward's advice segment for this monster assumes the person is interacting with a socializing purple worm, not the monster. Purple sand. Rainbow snail. Okay. Slow pacing. Royal peace. Safe to pursue. Salamander. Shambler. Slime. Slimes watch how others interact, aiming to emulate the most outstanding members of society. They often make trouble by failing to understand why some actions succeed and others don't. Okay. Snaptrap. Okay. Disarmed. Okay. These plants burst from the ground, eager to get a taste of anyone nearby. With an unbreakable focus and a cutting personality, it takes a careful approach to avoid the nips of this monster. Okay. So, stays. Okay. So we got a tail, and the hair comes back around into a snap. Okay. With the braided hair extending upward into a massive thorny maw. Someone gets too close, maw senses movement and lunges out to bite. Essentially feed it first. Spectator. Sphinx. Sturge. Ooh. Prey on easy targets as a means of survival, though little health issues and widely regarded as a scourge due to frequent connections with thieves' guilds. Optional health. Sturges are accustomed to subhuman conditions. Some live under piles of debris or hidden in the attics of unsuspecting people. Many are burdened by lingering diseases and injuries, making the monster increasingly desperate for relief. Sturges have developed such tolerance to their everyday pain that they may appear perfectly fine to a casual observer. Once a sturge begins to trust someone, getting them medical treatment should be a priority. Until then, gifts of gods and healing elixirs are ways to help them without forcing them into a clinic. Very interesting stuff that we could do. Succubus. Okay. Like socializing, events, and romance. Dislikes assumption, weak attention, and cancellation. Okay. Okay. Little bit of a twist there. Tempest. Pursue at your own risk. Can give you a Cloud 9. Timekeeper. Bounce between space and time to witness stunning events in history. They can take you along with them. Spoilers. Unicorn. Safe to pursue. Vampire. Safe to pursue. Okay. Okay. Each vampire has around a dozen uniquely odd curses that seek to end the monster's life. Strange effects like being deathly allergic to certain vegetables or burning in the sunlight threaten them on the daily. Despite these flaws, vampires consider themselves perfect, and any attempt at courting them should be done without acknowledging their hindering curses. Okay. They don't like children. Voodoo. Safe to pursue. Wolf. Safe to pursue. Aha. There we go. Oh no. Yuki Onna. And then the gifts. Astral Blessing, Amber Linen, Beast Bone Necklace, Beast Buddy. You were able to survive. Okay. So it's essentially a friend from a goblin. Kitten Sheddings, Cloud 9, Comedy Gold. Essentially, Comedy Gold is a bunch of joke books. Crescent Stone, Demonica, Dreamform, Halo, Edible Minion, Energy Core, Event Mask, Emotion Arrows, Fairy Dust, False Ooze. Okay. Flame Buddy, Fiendish Fork, Fledgling Bonsai, Bachmath, Has Desire. Home Improvement, Ice Dragon Breast, Canobo, Lost and Found, Lavender Torch, Lost Man-Eater Meal Voucher, Mind Poke. Okay. Oasis Spot, Mystery Box, Nightmare Fuel, Obscure Idea, Vidian Crowned, Ooze Juice, Passing Pipe, Pink Pearl, Grass Critter, Purple Sand. Purple sand reflects light and remains cool, providing relief from the sun and attracting other creatures to dwell within the worm's hunting ground. Sand also serves as a natural replacement for salt, and can be compressed into crystals for use in magical machinery. While harvesting the sand seems simple in theory, immediate disturbance to the purple ground risks drawing the worm's attention for a sudden attack. The real gift isn't the sand, but the privilege of dwelling in a purple worm's cooled territory without being hunted. Many towns encourage adventurers to befriend these colossal monsters, paying well in hopes of securing a steady supply of sand. Such schemes backfire as the worms grow bitter upon realizing that their friendships were only a means to exploit their territories. Wave bark, razor leaves, awakened shrub. Did we miss that? Possibly. Reversed what? Respawn feather, ritual tome, with color, royal symbol, ruin. Severed tail. Okay. Essentially, the Dragon Maid's gimmick of the dragon tail stuff made into a magic item. An oddly common gift from Alamia. Bird hound stick. Super wool. Tabard. Tainted blood. A common trade with the sturge. Sturges are constantly getting into scraps due to being an antagonistic species that drinks blood to survive. Sturge blood is violent, and if it happens to enter a different species' bloodstream, it will attack, wipe blood cells, and nearly kill the host's immune system. That, coupled with any diseases a sturge's blood could also transmit, is a recipe for death. A syringe's worth of sturge blood is all that's needed to render any sized monster vulnerable, being extra deadly when paired with blow darts. Sturges are fine having their blood safely taken, so long as they get something in return. If someone else's blood is traded, they'll gladly accept it 1-to-1. If killing targets is the intent with sturge blood, the monster is also fine drinking from the victims as repayment. Sturges don't get the concept of a gift and always feel like a barter of some sort, at minimum, has to occur. As more selfless acts are done for the monster, they'll begin to soften and offer selfless gifts in return. This could be the blood or other oddities the monster collects, while reminiscing about others. Could be flesh, tweeted scale, unicorn hair, unstable rubble, vile spike. Voice box, volatile vial, voodoo toy, waltz outfit. Okay. A priceless gift from a bat. Webnet, webinar. From an iron abductor. Weighted soul scale, wisdom shell, wishing lamp, x-ray spyglass, 8 spots. Mia's Bazaar District, Calio, Naomi, Mummy Collector, Del Deer Tourist. Okay. Small owners. Okay. An extensive social battery is needed for both partners if they plan to linger anywhere for long. Awakened Shrub, Bridge Sweeper, Owl Beast Troublemaker, Shambler Menace, and Mushroom Scout Leader. Fire Elemental Romantic, and Salamander Fashion Designer. Cat's Cafe, Holstein Traveler, and Cat Waitress. Gambler Manager, Sturge Gambling Addict. Okay. Bighorn Sheep Merchant, Chromatic White Dragon, Entrepreneur, Dollarhound Bounty Hunter, and Oni Brawler. Jester Dunk Booth Heckler, Wolf Weapons Dealer. Cracking Cruise Volunteer, and Mouse Trader. How does Cruise Volunteer work? She patiently waits in the ocean path halfway through the marina cruise. Most of her free time is spent practicing fun new activities passengers can enjoy. Although her time is shared between every passenger, the islands the marina docks at provide chances to catch up with her favorite crew members. Serena is slow to trust new sailors, but will gladly befriend anyone who's been given good word from the staff. Okay. Thunderwave Beach, Crab Patio, and Appalachia Sponsor. Boop. $20.23. There we go. Now to end stream.